when we downloaded Metabase, remember we stored our Metabase your um inside your so we stored it inside users and then inside your user accounts, whatever your name is. So mine is user and it is inside here. So Metabase. So if you remember, if you check your PC, we have this stored inside Metabase. So you should see these files inside, right? You should see your plugins, you should see your Metabase, and you should also see this one inside. So start metabase.ps1. If this is not inside if this is not inside your folder, just let me know in the chat and then I'll send you guys the code. If this start.metabase.ps1 should be inside your file, inside this folder. So how to create it is you just open Notepad. So once you open Notepad, I'll copy this now. So what I pasted inside charts now, you open Notepad and then you paste it inside. So just paste that inside your notepad. And if you've pasted it inside like this, just paste it inside. Then you now want to save this notepad file. So if you do your Control S, if you do your Control S, where you want to save it is inside that's your Metabase folder. So you locate your Metabase folder. So, Mr. Gabriel, once you paste that inside your notepad, you locate that your Metabase folder, right? You locate your Metabase folder and you want to save it inside here. So before you save it, you now change this to start dash metabase metabase dot ps1, right? So once you do that, you change this save as type. You select all files instead of text documents. If you save it as text document, it will work. And then you click on save. Right, so if you click on save, yours should save one since it's not inside. So I'll cancel this, I'll X this, and I'll close this. Okay. So
Done.
okay, as soon as you have done that, you can now go into your PowerShell, cd into your metabase file, and then once you're inside that metabase file, you will do full stop forward slash then start metabase and then you click on enter. So this is to run your metabase. Once it's done, it's actually Metabase doesn't open in browser automatically, so you have to go to your browser and then open it. The port for Metabase is port 3000, right? So that is your port, localhost port 3000. And once you do that, let me just copy the ports in case you don't have it. So I'll copy the ports and paste so you can easily locate it. So if it asks you to sign up or all those straightforward process, which you've done before, you can do that. And then now we are in our Metabase dashboard, or whatever we call it, UI, right? So this is our left panel. We have our left panel over here. This is what the home page would look like, and you have this these buttons over here. So over here you have our analytics, and then you have your personal collection. You have database, models, and metrics. So what we'll be doing using starting with is databases, right? Now your collection, if you go to your collection, let's just start with your collection. If you go to your collection, if you go to your collection, you would see probably yours have nothing inside. I just created this inside here. um, Inside your collection, you can create a new collection, right? The collection of collections. You can create a new collection. Um, you can add a dash, so you can even have a dashboard inside your collection. If you click here now, you see new dashboard. If you save it, it will be saved inside here. Once you go to this your collections, you see everything that I've done inside here. You can also have charts saved inside. So charts, let me say, in Power BI, if you're creating charts in Power BI, you usually create it inside your dashboard. But in this case, you can create charts by itself. All right, they can just be standalone by themselves. So this is a chart over here, order by date. If I click it, it will just show you the charts. It's not inside the dashboard, but you can add the charts to a dashboard. So these are what your collections are. It's just a collection of things that you've created. So you can have your folders for other collections inside. So I also inside here now I have the dashboard. Let me open it and see the dashboard is this. So inside here I have a dashboard. Nothing is showing because I've not connected my database. So if I go back, this is just for your collections. Inside here, just for your collections. Our analytics. Okay, this is what was already existing there. I believe this is also a collection. So everything under here is a collection, right? This is your personal one. Like these are other ones. This is created here, right? As an example. This is created here as an example. So if you open it, you see examples inside here. You see dashboard, you see models, right? But we'll not be dealing with models for now because I've not gone that far with Metabase. Then at the other places, you see databases, you see models, you will see metrics. So what we want to do is we want to connect our database. So inside your project, if you go to either of your projects, any of your projects that you've done so far, you probably have your OList DBT projects and your data transformation project, the last one that we just did, right? So inside any of them, you have that's your DocDB database, which is your dev.docdb. So when I say connect your Metabase to your database, it's usually this file, right? This is your entire database that we've been using so far. It's usually this file that we are connecting to. So if you go here, you see add a database. These are previous databases that I've added before, but I'll go ahead and add a new one. Then now you see database type. You want to select DocDB. So you select DocDB. Display name, you can pick any name that you want. You can do dev, but I already have one database with the name dev. So let me put dev too. So here now, database file. This is where you want to add the parts of your database. So this is your dev.docdb. You can just go and copy the parts of this dev.docdb. So, you know, so copy as parts. Once you copy this, you now go inside back here and then paste it inside. You want to remove this to apostrophe. Why did I forget? So they call this thing apostrophe. So you would want to remove this too, and then just scroll down. So all you do here is select docdb, give it a name, and paste in your file path. And then you go down to save. So once you click on save, it will connect to that your database, and then you will now see browse data. So you can browse data, or do you even need manage permissions? Manage permissions is just to read or write. You can choose to only read, or you can choose to both read and write. But let's just continue with browse data. Okay, Mr. Gabriel, what is the question?
Which of the parts did we copy? Because mine said failed when I tried connecting.
Okay.
There are two dev.docdb and the one with the docdb file, right?
Yes, yes.
And let me check the other project because this one is saying failed.
Okay. So remember your DocDB database is your dev.doc anything .docdb. That is your database. That is what you want to connect to Metabase. Metabase connecting to your database. So just check for your project dev.docdb. You copy parts, you paste it inside here. Remove this characters here.
Quotation.
Save. So once you've connected it and you've clicked on browse data, you should see all this, right? You should see all your tables in your database. You see main BI, your intermediates, your maths, your seeds, your staging, even your raw, and your snapshots. For the end users, since you've already um, separated main BI for them, and that's what we would be using, right? Your end users can also use main maths if they want every data without the matrices that you've created for them. If they just want the whole data, let them go and do their analysis and create their own metrics. They can connect to main maths because main maths is also a presentation layer, right? So for this one now, we would be using main BI. So now we've already connected our database. Okay, Mr. Asile, ask a question.
How did you connect to the this thing again to the again?
Um, so inside here, can you see what I'm saying? Okay, so here you will see databases, right? The moment you select on database, you will see add a database. I've already added mine, so I won't repeat. Okay, maybe I'll repeat it. You see add a database, and then you click on add a database. Okay, inside here you will see data type. You click on it and select DocDB. You look for DocDB and you select DocDB. Then you add a name. You can call it dev. I've called mine dev. I haven't called it dev2. So I'll call this dev3. Then you want to add your file path. File path to .docdb because .docdb is your database. You go to your project. Which projects did you work on? Where is the last one that you worked on? You find your dev.docdb file. DocDB file because that is your database. DocDB is your database, not DBT project, not README, not git ignore. You want to find your database. Your database is your dev.docdb file. So you select it and you copy file path. Copy as path, right? You copy it, you go back to your Metabase, and then you paste it inside. Then remove these characters. Mr. Gabriel, make sure you remove these characters. So you check your file path. Make sure it's pointing to your database. This is your database, dev.docdb. Your docdb file is your database, right? Please keep that in mind. Your docdb file is your database. Okay. Then once that is done, you now go and click on save. If you click on save, it will connect. And then once it's connected, you can now see browse data and then you click on browse data.
Mine is here to connect.
Okay, so what's the issue? What is it saying?
It just said failed. I've sent message to the WhatsApp group. I don't know.
Okay, let me check. Did you select DocDB from your database as your database?
Yes, I did.
Please scroll down. Anything that is connected down. So if you go back to that database, let me see if I can check one. Sorry, not Postgres, DocDB. Okay, so if you scroll down, nothing should be inside this place. Anything that is here, remove it. Anything that is here, remove it. Anything that is here, remove it. Right? Anything that is inside here, remove it. Anything that is here, remove it. And then connect, and then let me know if it's connecting.
What do you say we should remove?
Anything inside this, inside
Because my
this. Any if you see anything inside here, please remove everything.
What about the file part? What did you remove from there?
Leave your file paths there. The only things that should be here is database type, display your name, and then your file path. That is all, right? Nothing should be inside here.
Okay, I've been able to connect. Is the I think I had a mother dog baby token and name that is not recognizing.
Okay,
I removed them.
okay.
Thank you.
So I can go on.
From my end, yes, please.
Mr. Sule, I can go on.
Next thing I'm seeing is saying sync database schema, rescan field, then there's danger zone.
What? So you've seen connected.
Yes, I've seen connected.
Great. So next, browse data. You want
The
to
same thing too.
Okay. So next, you want to browse your data. You've already connected your database. Every other thing is just extra information. Now you want to browse your data. So now you can see all your tables inside your DocDB database. You will see your BI. If you did that, you would see your intermediates, maths, your staging, your raw, your seeds, and your snapshots. So once you see that, the next thing you want to do is how do they create charts or dashboards in Metabase? So you will see your main BI here. But for now, let's now go to our personal collection. Now remember, we want to create a dashboard, right? We want to create a dashboard. If we click on new, you would see questions, you see SQL query, then you will see dashboard. So we want to click on new dashboard, right? And then to ask you, what do you want to name your dashboard? Um, let me see, sample dashboard. Description optional. What collection should this go in? You can select whatever collection that is there. If it's just your personal collection that is there, just select that, right? It's not really that important. Okay, and then you create. So once you create a dashboard, this is what you would see on your screen. So please let's confirm that we are all here.
There's no need to add description, Abby.
Optional.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. So this is what our dashboard looks like, right? This is what our dashboard looks like now, right? You see your dashboard name, you see tab, like in Power BI, you can create extra tabs, tab 2, tab 3, and you can name your tabs to whatever I want to call it. You can name your tab um revenue or profit, or whatever I want to call your tabs. Now on the screen here, you will see add a chart, right? This is the basic thing that we want to do. So if you click on add a chart, you would see new question or new SQL query. So most times you want to click new question, right? Over here, you probably have nothing. These are other charts that I've created that is inside your collection. You can add charts from your collection into your dashboard. But now we want to go with new question. So new question is just to create a chart and then add it directly into your dashboard. So if you click on new question, save, just continue, and then you would now see all your databases you've connected to. So it's funny how you can create two separate charts on inside your dashboard, and you can connect and you can create it from even multiple data sources, from multiple databases. So let's go to the one that we've created before, to your data dashboard, to your database that you've created. So in mine is dev, right? You select your dashboard, your database that you've created, and then you will see your tables inside that database. So you will see your BI, your intermediates, your MAD, your seeds, and the rest. So where do you want to select from? We want to select from our BI because that is our presentation layer. So if you click on BI, you now see,
Sorry, sorry, boss.
yeah.
We did not create BI. Have we done
We should
that?
not create
You
BI.
did not.
Exactly.
You
He said
didn't
we should
create
not
BI.
create BI. Remember?
Ah,
That's yes.
He said we should not. He said we should not create BI
you
in
must
our
just
last class.
confirm now. Did I say that?
Yes, you did.
Yes, I remember. I remember when I wanted to connect create it. He said I should not for now. That I should leave it for now.
Anyway, who sent me to give you that advice now? Okay, let me just run through this. I will go back and create BI. Okay, let me use, since math is there, let me use math. So we have our math. Math is also a presentation layer. If you have created your BI, you will see all your BI tables inside. But since we're using maths, how many tables do we have? We have dim location, we have facts, tags, trips. We have dim location and fact as the trips. This is supposed to be one so far. Just correct it a bit. So that's why if you now see BI, you see that BI is a bit more defined, right? You can have an idea of what the metrics is about. So BI trips daily, the trips that are taken daily, right? This one is trips hourly, divided into hourly stuff. This one is trips by borrow. Trips distance by buckets, top pickup zones daily, right? So these are how BIs are. But let me go back to math and see what we can do with math. So we can select a table. In this case, I'll select our facts table. So summarize, pick a function or a metric. Let me see, so let's do sum of total amount. Okay, sum of total amount. So you can do sum of total amount and then visualize it. It will definitely give us a number, right? Because the sum of the total amount is just a number. We are not grouping by anything. So once you group by something, it will give you like a bar chart or a pie chart or something. So let's check. You can see this now is the, what they call it, is the chart itself, or is it chart? Yeah, it's a chart.
More like a KPI card.
Yeah, it's a KPI, it's a card. So you can see the KPI itself or the charts, and then you can see your, this will just show you the table. But since this KPI is a summary, it will obviously show you only the entire summary. So if you go to visualize, you would see other charts that you can visualize as. So if you go to bar, you will definitely have to select, because you can't just visualize by a number. You obviously have to visualize that number by a category. So let's see how we can get that
Sorry, we are
visualization.
using the main math, right?
Yes, we are using that main maths, but normally we should have used that
They're
BI
just
table.
two, they're just they're just two tables there, just the dimension tables.
What of your facts table?
I don't know.
Your facts table is not there. Okay, you know what? Let me run through this. Even let me run through it using our BI. Then I'll come back. We'll now go back. You do your BI. You do your BI table, and then we'll go through the visualization again. So let me go back. Let me add the charts, new question, and I will use this BI. So let me see. Top BI by zones, pick up zones daily. Trip distance buckets daily. Trip distance by borrow. So let me try this one. So inside here now, we can do, if you check this BI trips by borrow, if you check your project, right, you would see how you define the model, but you've not defined yours. So we'll go back to that and pick a function. Then we can do sum of. Now what are we summing of? These are the tables inside, these are the columns inside our table, this BI trips daily. Let me see, trips, average duration, total revenue. So let's do total revenue by trips. No, those are both numbers. Average trip duration. Let me go back and select and down one that makes sense to me. Let me see, BI trips, pick a function. Sum of total revenue. Okay. Sum of total revenue. Then pick a column to group by. Service type. Let me see service type. Visualize. So it's worked, right? So we have, although it's only two service types here, we have green, which is the green trips, and yellow, the yellow trips. So we have total revenue in this case by, so sum of total revenue 2 million, sum of total revenue 2.6 million, right? And then you will click on save. Let me see, visualize. Okay, save. Total, that is our name, total revenue by service. Which tab should this go in? We have our revenue tab, we have tab 2, and we have tab 3. So we can just select revenue tab and we'll click save. And then you will see it inside here, right? You see it inside your revenue tab. You can obviously just drag and drop it about. Although, but for Metabase, unlike Power BI, you can't just drag and drop it down. You just take it to the top. So if you add more charts, you can now move it about and arrange it how you want easily by drag and drop. So let me try and add another one. Add the question, new question, save changes, select BI, um, trips daily. Let me see if I can get count, sum, average. Let me see, sum of trips by trip dates. Okay, this should work. So visualize. Okay, so click on save. Trips by dates, and then save. I hit something now. 15 minutes. So we can see the two of them inside here. So this is literally how they just create charts inside Metabase, right? Very simple. It's not too complex, except you want to go the complex route. Very simple stuff. You create your charts and then you add it inside Metabase. So why did I introduce Metabase? Because it's honestly very simple for I don't want to say for me, but it's very simple to attach your DocDB and then make your charts in. So if you want to go advanced, you can, when you use BigQuery, you can connect BigQuery to Power BI. If you use Tableau, you can connect it to Tableau and you make charts over there, how you used to make charts. So this is a demonstration of how end users make use of the models that we've created so far in our projects. So let me save it. So click on save. This height now look. As if you want to edit it, you see edit dashboard over here. Right. So let me go back to the home page. If you check your collections, where is it? Where does it inside your collection? Okay. If you check my collection sample dashboard, you see my dashboard over here. So you can go back and check it. This is our sample dashboard that I just did now. So what we want to do quickly is to do that our BI layer, our BI, and then you can now test it out by visualizing inside Metabase. Okay, so let's get started. So these are all. Let's just pick for a start. Let's just pick the information only. All right. So what did I do here? Page versus zero. Okay, you can pick this.
So basically, what we did here was to create like a
These are KPIs. Let's say your the end users requested a particular KPI, a particular aggregation for from your model, right? You can now define this inside your BI. You can define this inside your BI and then just run it. It will be created inside the database, and they can pick it up from there and make use of it. So let's just go. We can go with this. This is a summary. Pay trips, zero amount trips, pay trip rate, zero amount trip rate. So I can copy this. Can you copy it? It's okay now. You can save it. Then you can copy. Just leave down. So just leave those ones. Just go to trip dates, trip daily, BI trip daily. Right, you can start copy from those ones. Okay, then I can copy the last one, which is trip hourly. Hourly. Just leave down. Ignore down. Okay, now you can now run your project. Perform your DBT run. Mm-mm, 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 mm-mm. Close your VS Code. You didn't open from your main project. You didn't open your VS Code from your main project. You open it from DBT inside the transform. Open it from your main project itself. Close it, close it.
Lately, if I try to use PowerShell, it just open a lot of windows. Okay,
Mm.
this one is done.
So you're opening it from project to DBT, not DTP, not transform. Do Okay, just go to here. Not inside here. From here.
Should I run it now or just do DBT run?
So we can use CD if you know how to copy, but you have to use CD transform. Now you want to enter into the transform.
I have to call the transform. I thought I did.
No, now where you opened from your main project, not inside your DBT project. Now do CD transform into your enter into your DBT project inside your terminal there. So go ahead. So you've created your BI for that one now. So I believe Mr. Sule too has done that. And why do you have only hold on, why do you have only maths don't close it now. You closed your PowerShell where you opened it. You want to go and close that PowerShell where you opened it. And so means you run it again.
My PowerShell is still open.
Where you opened Metabase. You've closed it. So you have to open Metabase again. Okay. So Mr. Sule, I hope you've also created your BI models.
Mr. Ben, you said something.
Yeah, I was just asking if you've also created yours.
He said what?
Your BI, that your BI model.
Yeah, I've created my BI. I've done DBT run. Okay.
Mm.
But my concern now is Metabase is not showing BI. I'm not seeing BI there.
I'm not seeing BI where.
I've refreshed multiple times.
Where in your in Metabase.
Metabase, yes.
Okay, so what you will do now? Look at let me show you Mr. Gabriel. So what you will do now is let me see. We're supposed to find admin. Click on that settings. No, go back to click on that settings button at the end at your top, right? So Mr.
Mm-hmm.
Sule, please follow also. Please mute your mic.
Hold on. Hold on. Let me make my mic first.
Okay, so see that admin settings. Click on the admin settings. Good. Now at your top panel there, you can see settings, you can see databases. So click on database at the top, your top panel. Good. So which was the one that I created? Was it DTP? If it's DTP, select DTP. Great. Now you can see sync schema, sync database schema. So sync it. Good. Now then, so we are done with that. So go back and browse your data. You would see your main. We didn't do you didn't do this thing. It's inside that your main. You didn't add configuration to what do they call it? DBT underscore project dot YML. Scroll down, find that deep dbt underscore project.yml, right? So that last one, I remember that last one materialize as BI. So save it. Go and close. What is it showing? Which error is it showing? Scroll up, let's see. Let's find the error. Scroll up, touch over it. Put your cursor over it. Let's see the no, don't, it's not say remove. Cannot. Okay, don't worry, save your file. Now go to your PowerShell. Go to your PowerShell where you open Metabase. So close it, Control C. Okay, it's okay, no problem. Control C would have been okay, but no problem. Metabase was still reading from your DocDB database. So go back to VS Code. Okay, save this file now. Save it, Control S. Okay, so now you can do dbt run.
This particular one is not showing in my Metabase.
Let's see. Hold on. Fax taxi trips. It will be there. Let's try it some more time. It will be there. Do dbt run. Have you done dbt run? I think you can go and check it. You go and refresh. You go and resync it again. See there. Okay. So what do you want to do? Create a collection, create dashboard, add a chart, edit. See edit, add the question, new question, DTP, main BI. No, you can use main BI now. You can use main BI now. So let's do BI trips daily. Pick a function or a metric. Pick a function or a metric. So let's just pick count of rows. Let's pick count of rows. Count of no need to down. Pick visualize. It's just count everything. So this will probably be our total trips, right? You can just save this as total trips. Let's check down. Let's see the save total trips. Since that table is a table of trips, then it means count will be a count of trips.
This is like what's it called? Writing measures in Power BI.
Eh, measures. Okay,
This is just the drag and drop.
okay. So let's do and add another one. Just overnight like this, you just get used to it. So let's add another one. New question. Save. So let's do that our BI trips again. Let's do line charts BI. BI, everything is in BI. It's just BI will be using. BI trips daily. Pick a function. Let's do sum of trips. Then group by. Let's group by dates. So we'll see the trips for each day. Then we just all those ones are extra stuff that we can sync out with. So these trips for January, February down to February. Sum of trips, 14,000 trips, 2,000. All time. There's a filter self. Oh, all time previous by months. Sum of trips, so you can save it. So trips by date. Let's do trips by date. Trend, okay, trend. Trips, trend trips. What else can we do? Will you stay there? Try it, let's see. Put it, okay. Okay, we can even do total revenue. Let's try total revenue next as number. So new question, save, TTP, main BI, total trips, BI trips daily. Let's use that one. So pick a function or metric, sum of total revenue, visualize. Without visualize, see that don't save yet. See that settings, and that one. Style, currency. See currency there in style. Use style. Style is easier. You could have just used style, but it's okay. Number separator. Number of decimal places. You can put 0 or 1 or anyone. Add suffix. No need to do add anything there. And also done. Save. That revenue, can't we even reduce it? We should be able to reduce it, like approximate it or save. Okay, to approximate here 4.9M. Alright. And see how visualization is easier. You have good life using Power BI. Life must be good. No wonder everybody can use Power BI.
Why did you say that?
No, no, I didn't mean anything.
I was just looking at him. I did not say anything. I beg.
What did I do now?
Not,
I didn't mean anything. I was just admiring.
until you jam a problem that is only Power BI that can solve it. That is when you know the usefulness of Power BI.
I was just
I'm waiting for
admiring
that
the
day.
whole thing. So you can go and you can even add
This one, do you know that Metabase is just drag and drop, nothing else.
yeah, it tries to save.
Please, I want to ask, if I bring in a chart now and I want to say maybe edit or format the chart, is there
Yeah, you can edit it.
Yeah, I think
Yes,
you can.
I've seen it.
So if you see, click on those
There's
charts.
editor somewhere that you
Mm,
can use.
there's a place that
Yeah, so I saw editor.
so I
So I
think
think I use editor for
it's
this.
that beside it.
Where there's
Yeah,
summary
the next
something.
one beside it. The next one beside it. No, go back to that trend line there. In those icons up where you see
No, the
filter.
icon on top, yeah.
Yeah, then the trend line
Uh-huh.
beside it. Visualize another way.
Visualize another way.
Mm,
Then you can go to settings, check settings. Let's see. You can
that one is
edit. You can
settings for you.
edit. Yeah, you can change whatever you want to change now. You can change your title and put other things you want to put. So it's actually it's sweet here. It's like making visualization. It's making
Very easy
visualization
to
look like
use.
something that is easy.
Very easy to use. Although we all know Power BI is more powerful because it has DAX and measures and all those ones in it, which is not available here. So this one is just for simplicity. Tableau has its own pros and cons. You can just do save now, except some changes. What else you want to do? Any other thing, right? Honestly, any other thing with Metabase is just a matter of exploration. It's very simple to figure out what to do, but it's a matter of exploration. You know. And then we can add one more. Let's just try and add a bar chart or something. So a bar chart, save changes, TTP, main BI. Let me see what
Does it mean that we can bring in data from two different databases?
yes, we can.
Yeah.
It's just in this case now, it's just a dashboard. It's just a dashboard, but within that dashboard, you can you can mix different elements that you want from different data.
Okay.
So sum of complex trips group by no, it won't sum of sorry. Group by trips. No, a trip does not make sense. It's not a reasonable it does not sound like something that can actually make sense. Just an example. Total revenue by trips. So it's okay, you want to remove it. Let's see. Trip dates. It will still give you line charts. As if you're grouping dates is a time series. So you're
Yes,
grouping
the first one we did, was it by revenue or by total trip?
I think it was trips. Yeah, I think it was trips. Trips by dates. So the idea of here now is in your BI layer, if there's a clear description of your matrices, it will be very straightforward for exactly what you're trying to visualize. This ones here, you can even put those averages. There's average something inside there. So let's pick one average. Total revenue average product rating. Let's select that one. Away. Which chart is this one? Close it. Just remove it and add new question. Add new question. Say change this NBI. Okay, so go to no, don't worry. Go to that. Go back. Yeah, that drop down. Let's see. Average trip distance. Deselect every other thing. Let every other so click on that select, then select on that average trip distance. Yeah, then just click on visualize. No, no, hey, it's going to go and pick dates. It's going to pick dates. Let's go back or click on summarize. No, click on that summarize. Let's see. Yeah, go back. I don't know why it's doing this. Deselect that date. Then it's okay. Leave it, leave it. Click on visualize. Just give me a minute. I'll get it to give us a sum number. I'm guessing it's still giving us by that date. Or do we do sum of, oh, we can't do counts. Do we do sum of averages? That would not make sense. Average trip distance. Yeah, do average of average. Do average of average. Guys, go back and select it. Select everything. Select everything because your trip date. Yeah, where did you go? Where trips date. It went back. You have to go back. This is the entire table. Let's see the table itself. Where trips. You have search. You have you have average. You have average. You have total. So there's not much option in data analysis. Just the data itself. That's why they use it.
So let me get right. We had what we had was total trade. We did count of rows,
Mm,
but in reality, that is just telling us the number of. It probably will pick the number of dates, right? It's not telling us the actual trip because if you look at this date, there were 699 trips that averaged this in seconds, and this is revenue. Paid trip rate one, and also if we sum trips,
if we did the sum, it will give us everything.
the actual trip that happened within those dates. But what we have is just the number of records that
Number
are
of
there for each
uh,
day.
so okay,
Each
I now I remember what that is a good thing now. It's from the modeling. This one now it was grouped into daily. It should be every 5th day. So I'm guessing if you sum it, you get the entire. So that is just how you explore your data. Yeah, trips. Summarize. You see summarize there. You can see it. So click on the summarize, you see it. Sum.
let's sum trips. Let's see
Yeah, that's
the
sum.
total number of trips. This is the actual total number of trips.
Yeah.
So if I save this, I can call this total trips. Add to dashboard. Why is it not adding to dashboard?
Where did you save it? You save it in, okay, look back. Try your, click the sidebar. See the sidebar. Save it directly inside. Look at our analytics. See the our analytics. That's where you could get this data inside there. Where
Ah,
trips. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, just drag there. Yeah, just drag there. See when you got in like that, you won't be Metabase.
is it?
I see like that, you won't be Metabase professional.
Visualization now. So you're not supposed to add anything visualization not supposed to add now.
Mm,
Just that Power BI seems to be a little bit more flexible than this.
more powerful. That is why this one is for simple it's for simple embedding, not for complex.
Now both of na dey argue now.
No, we are
You no
not
see
arguing now.
anything.
I'm just telling you the difference. I'm
Hmm.
highlighting the difference. Power BI is a full BI tool from modeling itself. You have your Power Query inside. You have your what's that part that is in modeling, right? Doing your star schema analysis. You have measures inside. Power BI is a complete BI tool, right? This is just a visualization tool. This count since expected that I do your modeling inside the data warehouse and just connect it. And give the end users. So you can see now that from um, next projects that you move in, you see that you have to understand your data, you have to model it and create some vectors, and then you have to understand the numbers that you created so that you can easily build out your visualizations as the end result. So far, so good. We're just talking on basics. We're not full stack. What's going on? How's your profile?
So the me I don dey do dey go ne.
No wahala. I can see you're enjoying it.
Yeah.
Refresh. Let me cancel that. Not ready anymore. Projects. You can connect projects when you're using Metabase. I'm guessing you should be able to use that. You should be able to use that.
Can't I have like a title
For what? For the card? For the visuals?
for the dashboard? Yes.
There's a what of the total revenue? Is there already?
No, no, no. I'm thinking of when building, I should be able to have. But that's by the way.
Okay, in the title of your tab itself, see tab 1. So if you click on that tab,
I'm talking about the dashboard, the entire dashboard.
okay, I believe you can add, if you save changes, you can add that header for text. But it's not like Power BI. You just name your tab. It will show when you're presenting it. It's not letting me.
Oh, true.
Yes, yes. So you already have it, which is green and yellow.
Yes. So why is it? I should be able to do.
Why can't you? What do you want to do? Change the color.
That's one. Second is
See display
I need to be
here.
able to sort. Okay.
Display. It's not allowing you to change color.
No, and that one would come back to that one later.
Okay. Add
And
text.
this show line active. So what I've been looking for since. Uh-huh. I know something like this should be here.
Okay. That number.
Don't mind me. I'm trying to look for something.
This is Abi.
You say?
I said, do you want to remove the y-axis?
No, I've removed what I want to remove. I'm just looking for a place to sort this thing from small to.
Okay, you
Okay,
want
okay,
that
okay.
one to come.
want this to be here first and vice versa. Let me
Oh,
even
not
see my.
To be
okay.
based on the
Is I think it's from when you're adding it. Go back. So go to that summarize. Go to that summarize. Scroll down. It's from that. Click on editor. Then
Okay.
sort by service type. Is it not service type already?
No, I want to sort by sum.
And it's by you're going to sort by service type, not by sum of things. So it should be by service type. By service type.
If I sort by service type, it's
Then
still not giving me what
do
I
it
want.
descending. Do it descending down the other side. Yeah.
Okay. 15 minutes to go.
how is this? I don't understand. How are you supposed to finish in the next 2 minutes? It have done 2 hours already.
Hey, I have no idea. Okay, I started the class earlier. The first one.
Okay,
I started that one
okay,
earlier.
okay.
You can just drag down up instead of using drag down. 'Kay. So what else? But Mr. Sule,
Hmm?
you've been able to at least do all this, right? Or even if you not do everything, but understand
Yeah,
everything.
I was able to create 2 charts. So yeah, I'm good.
This is Mr. Gabriel that is locked in. Mr. Gabriel is in flow state.
Mm. You do.
Entry, service type, and so on. I feel like revenue should have this style, and then trips. Who's calling? Let's see. Or you can even do okay, maybe number of days, count of days. It's actually it's actually okay. segregation of days and not trips. It's grouped into days, so probably count of days or days of trip or something. At this point, we're supposed to have set up your GitHub and your GitHub account so that you could just be committing all your projects into GitHub.
That's true.
This description part that I just did, I was thinking it's going to be like, what's that English, Mr. Sule, like
Hmm?
a tool tip, right?
Yes.
I don't know,
Okay.
but it's fine.
Okay, save it. See that your tab. Give your tab a name. So go back and edit.
Let me, how is it going
Give
through?
your tab a name.
Is this really interactive? I'm not seeing it as
Double click.
it's my
Double click.
it's
Not
not.
double click on it. Double click on that tab. Okay, add another tab. Let's see. Double click on that one. Yeah. Give it a name.
I don't think I don't think two tip can work here.
Mm, that's good.
I could, you know, no,
So save.
okay, it will just come out like that. So instead of giving the report a name, you can just use your various type as name, right?
Let's see. What is it? Sharing. I think you can enter full screen. Let's see. This is what you
It's
get.
interactive. Well, okay. It becomes interactive if you're in full screen. Okay, then most likely two tip can work, Mr. Gabriel.
This shows okay. Yeah.
If it's interactive, then two
Yeah.
can
This
somehow.
shows the number of. It shows it as.
Yeah, the two tip is working. The two tip is working.
Mm.
The two tip is working.
Okay.
Yeah, I can see it. This is the description I added. So it's
Okay, it's
yeah,
working. It's working. It's
yes.
working. So you have to use full page for it to work, full screen for it to work.
Maybe after saving, I don't know. Maybe after saving, because okay, it's working here as well. After I saved, it's working. So
Okay.
we can actually add two tips to all of these, maybe as description. And mine is
Yeah.
just to find a way to change the color, get the proper size for this, and maybe do it better. Okay, this works. We have like 7 minutes to the end of the call.
All right. So the fruits of you people's labor so far so good. You can see it here through all these 3 weeks of
So
embarking
I
on
think one thing I would probably want to do is just find a way and a time to do a personal project.
Yeah, end to end personal projects.
Yeah,
I think that way somebody will be able to practice it well.
all this extra stuff. Okay, we'll come to you soon.
All right. So we've been able to cover this Metabase is not that serious. Well, the main purpose of Metabase is to insert it into a website or an app or a software or something, right? So if you go to sharing, you would see embed, right? It can be embedded through a link into another software. I think Power BI also has Power BI embed, but
Yeah.
for people In most cases, for most SaaS applications or other SaaS other platforms, website and so, they prefer to use, except maybe they have a what they call it, is it Microsoft subscription or something. To avoid all those costs, they'd rather use all these simpler ones. So these are the purpose of embedded dashboards. Just create simple charts and then put it into website and the likes. So that brings us to our nice. Come on, let me go here. Send for subscription in the US. Do I create a new link? Let me create a new link so I can just give a brief summary of everything that we've done. So let me create a new link now. Okay, so the summary of what we've done so far, at least from the very beginning of the class, right? We've been able to share an understanding of the role of an analytics engineer, how it differs from data engineering. It differs, but there's still huge number of overlap, which is also a good opportunity, future opportunity if you want to transition into a data engineer. Right? We've seen how to set up our DBT projects. We've installed various tools like VS Code, DocDB, even Metabase. We've installed all this. We've seen how to set up our DBT project, right, on our system. The method we used was for DBT core. So I mentioned there are two versions of DBT. There's DBT core and then there's DBT fusion, right? Um, Probably later on we can go into DBT fusion. It's the same thing. The whole concept is still the same, right? The only reason to use DBT fusion is just because it's like the new version of DBT core. So DBT core still remains an open source version of DBT, while DBT fusion is more integrated with DBT Cloud, right? So it's more integrated with their cloud and other cloud-based solutions. So that is why people have been moving to DBT Fusion. But nonetheless, DBT Core is still very powerful on its own, especially for local projects, local-based transformation or self-hosted transformations, right? We've looked at how to set up our environments. We've installed UV also. So if you want to you set up your UV environment, you just do UV init, the Python version and the likes. What else have we gone through? We've done the basics of data modeling. So you created your basic models. The very first project that we did, did your copy and paste, and you made sure you saw the whole process from the raw. Even inserted your data into your database, using regular SQL. You created schema, you did your inserts inside DocDB UI, right? And then you built out your basic transformation. Then we did the second project, which just extended it a bit. We introduced DBT docs documentation, which shows us the lineage and other things. Is my VS Code open? No, it's not open. So inside that's your VS Code, you will see lineage there. You will see the flow of your data from the source to the destination. Right? We've gone through all this. We've built our models. I've gone through the explanation of layers. So you have your source, you have your raw layer, you have your intermediates, you have your staging, intermediates, maths, and BI. We've gone through those layers, right? We've gone through the extra details in your DBT projects like DBT macros, DBT snapshots, DBT incremental models, DBT seeds. What else again? DBT tests. right? We've done at least an introductory at to an introductory level that if you hear what I'm saying, you have you have something in your memory. You can recognize, okay, this is what you did at this level, even if you've not perfected how to carry it out. You do have an understanding. Okay, so what else have we done so far? DBT documentation and lineage. We've gone through all this. We've gone through our basic introducing multiple is it not let me not say multiple, but joining sources together in intermediate. So in this intermediate is where we joined two sources together, right? In the next project I'm working on, okay, I've not even gone that far, but another example would be getting data from multiple sources like different CRMs or different platforms, and then you now try to standardize this structure. Different platforms will have different data structures, and you try to standardize them into a single structure at your intermediate layer, right? We've explained the staging layer, where it's just for basic transformations, and typecasting, casting of types and likes. We've explained the math layer, where I say the math layer is your presentation layer to the end users, right? There's a thing called granularity in delivering models when at your delivery stage. So in your math layer, your granularity is like each row, I should not be explaining this now, but let me just brief you. Granularity is just how detailed your tables are, how detailed they are as you're giving it to the end users. So in your math layer, for this facts table, each row will represent a single trip, right? Each row is a single trip on its own. Another example of granularity is in your BI when you, Mr. Gabriel, when you did that count from trips daily, you saw that it gave us 500. Was it 500 or 200 and something? It gave us 500 and something.
570 something.
Yeah, so it gave us that amount. It simply means that the granularity of that table was each row represented the entire trips for a day, the entire trips for a day, and not a single trip by its own, right? So there are levels of granularity, right? So that is another extra topic that we can go on later on. So what else did we go through? We did our we explained our BI layer. So our BI layer is where you create, well defined or more properly defined matrices for your clearly defined matrices. Let me use our clearly defined matrices, and definitions for your end users to pick and use from. So we also talked about schema, which is another important part of your project. Schema is for your documentation. So it describes your table, describes your columns. The columns are in that table. It's even for your BI, we're supposed to have a schema here, so that the schema would simply just explain, okay, what does this do, right? It will have a description. It will tell us the BI paid versus zero daily is for all trips that were either paid or were not paid for that day, right? It will have a description, and everything will be stored inside your created inside your documentation. So remember, schema.yml is a very important file. Even if it was not added here, it's very important to add in your project to make it look more robust and the likes. Okay, so what else? The rest, our DBT projects, which we already know, is for configuring our DBT projects, right? No other fancy word to use. Then we have our materialization and our schema. So materialize is how do you want your model, how do you want that your table to be materialized in your data warehouse or in your database? Do you want it to be materialized as a view? Do you want it to be materialized as a table? If you go to inside fact schema, you also have it being materialized as an incremental model, right? Generally, an incremental model is still materialized under the hood, is still materialized as a table. It's just registered to DBT that this is an incremental table. You're going to be adding updates to this table over time, instead of refreshing the entire table from the start. Right. So we have our snapshots that we've also gone through, which relates to slowly changing dimensions, right? Ensuring historical records are being, tracked and recorded. Wow, okay, it's showing these not snapshots. Ensuring, why am I clicking that thing? Ensuring historical records are shall being stored, right, for our DBT snapshots, while updating it to the current one in the math layer. So what else again? We've seen the basics of DocDB, which is not really intimidating. It's just for storing data. The main part is when you move to BigQuery. That is when you start dealing with trying to understand the data warehouse and other concepts like optimizing and partitioning and the likes. What else again? Now seen how to set up your Metabase and connect your models from your data warehouse, which is in this case DocDB. Connect it to Metabase, and then carry out simple visualizations, right? We've not gone beyond Metabase to other tools like Power BI, but like I said, I'm not a BI person, so I can't go that for that. Every project I would be demonstrating, I'll just be demonstrating with Metabase as the end result. Okay, so far so good. Even if it's just a review of what we've done so far. If you still think you want to still clarify one or two things along the way, you can ask your question, or any little addition will be nice.